Selamat sejahtera dan selamat sepupu. When was the last time you did something for yourself? Something selfish, seemingly stupid that people just question day in and day out? I'm about to do exactly one of those things right there. This video is called a small change, but it's kind of not really a very small change. Tomorrow, your boy's gonna be bald. Now, there is a rhyme and a reason for this. I'm not going bald because of like religious reasons, shave my head for cancer or anything like that. No, like I'm getting a hair transplant. I know some of you out there are probably scratching your heads right now like, what? Are you serious? You of all people need a hair transplant? But yeah, I kinda do. I mean, so my hairline's been receding actually for the past, I don't know how long, but like,
might not seem obvious at the outset, but if you actually look closely, then there you're gonna see it.
Either way, I just started noticing it a while ago.
And before I knew it, it occupied a permanent space in my mind.
This has basically been something that I've been insecure about for the longest time right here, as I've wondered to myself like, what do I exactly do? I know that to some people, this doesn't really seem that bad. You shouldn't worry so much or do something so drastic, but one of the reasons why I want a hair transplant is because every single time I get a haircut, I just start freaking out. I just don't want to go out, I don't want to see people, I don't want to film a video or anything out there, which is one of the reasons why sometimes like you'll see me pause for a couple of days, and that's usually right after I get a haircut, because I just hate it that much. Like, not having a lot of hair gives me self-confidence issues. And I know that that can seem strange for somebody who's a YouTuber who literally spends so much of his time on camera all the time, but at least for me, I want to look good, I want to feel good about myself, I want to have that sort of self-confidence, and I feel that somehow or another, the hair transplant is going to help. Maybe it's true that it's about your personality and your confidence rather than like how you look at any given point in time, but yeah, I don't know. A bit of context for this, I don't think that this is a male pattern baldness thing right here. I mean, like, after talking to the doctor, she basically told me that like, yeah, like by looking at pictures really of my dad and me, she could actually see that like my hairline was really not so evidently different from my dad's. So I don't think there's really a genetic sort of like disposition for me to actually have hair loss. Maybe, big maybe, one of the reasons why I'm experiencing this now at the moment is because of protein powder. Now, most people who know me or know of me know that I work out like quite a fair bit. Like, it's not to the level of like being a professional bodybuilder, but like I do exercise quite a fair bit. And like when I was younger, I used to take protein powder.
It was to get something like this. No propositioning, please.
And what a lot of people don't know about protein powder is that it's actually cited as a big cause or a reason why a lot of people actually end up with this kind of problem. Because the way that hair loss happens in males especially is because of a little molecule called DHT. The story is that if you eat more protein for the purpose of growing your muscles, what happens is that that protein is going to correlate with a higher level of testosterone as well. And when you have a higher level of testosterone, that is going to get metabolized into DHT. So what DHT does is that it shrinks your hair follicles a little bit by little bit to the point that the hairs become finer and finer and finer, and then eventually they kind of like, yeah, stop producing. Anyway, I finally decided to do something about it. I've tried stuff like minoxidil, finasteride, and all sorts of other things to deal with this over the course of time. I went to the clinic, talked to the doctor.
Yeah, I can say that. Start?
Yeah, right.
Hi everyone. So guess who's gonna do hair transplant? Yes, it's him. Hair transplant with his most trusted doctor. His journey of hair transplant is going to be with us. So stay tuned for more to come. Okay?
Alright, thanks to Pupus. Donate the hair today. Hung out with the staff and I felt pretty good about it, so I decided to go through with it. So then what's going to happen is that doctors are going to be taking the hair follicles out of here, and then they're going to be putting them in here. So one of the doctors told me that I need about like 3,000 grafts in order to make it so that this ends up looking a little bit better right here. So that's gonna be my hair transplant.
But I guess some of you are wondering, how much does this cost?
Every single individual hair is gonna be 5 ringgit. It's gonna be a grand total of 3,300 grafts, I believe.
Which brings us to the Donate a Hair campaign.
If you want to donate a hair, feel free to use the QR code right over here. Every 5 ringgit gets you 1 hair, and I will credit the people who donated hairs to me.
You can also join my memberships program or just make a one-time contribution via PayPal or your preferred form of crypto. If you fill in the Google form in the link down below, then that helps you keep track of who donated what. If you donate more than 1,000 ringgit, I'll read out a message for you on camera. Oh, and just so you know, I have no intention of pretending it's a charitable donation.
So yes, if you want to go right ahead and donate some hair, then you know where to go.
And yes, I know some of you may want to do this, but regrettably, actual hair will not be accepted. Thank you for your kind donation. But if you're financially unable, you can of course donate in kind with likes, subscribes, and shares.
If there's any excess money for some reason, I'm going to be using that to grow my YouTube channel. Selfishly, unashamedly, I will use it for my own purposes. In the same way that I'm doing this hair transplant thing, pushing forward in the world with this hair, with this mind, and with pretty much everything that I am and will be. Your financial assistance is going to help me to really grow this channel and to also work in a whole bunch of different ways to build this journey along the way, and I really appreciate it.
Anyway, why do this in Malaysia?
I actually went and inquired about doing this treatment in Turkey, but I decided to eventually do it in Malaysia because I learned that I would be doing it at the same clinic that Alif Aziz did it. I'm just not sure how it's actually going to play out. I'm not going to say which clinic it is right now because I need to actually see that it was actually worth it. I will also be completely bald because that's going to be part of the procedure. You need to basically like shave your head completely. It might be pretty bloody, honestly, and also probably a little bit unpleasant. By the time I come back and everything is all peachy keen, I will
Kinda look like a human rights violation victim as they cut you open for 8 hours or something like that.
I mean, like, there are like nightmare stories of like how these things actually look and how they feel. Like, for all we know, I could actually end up losing every single bit of my hair in this journey, but yeah. After looking at like some stories or case studies of people actually going through this procedure, I think I have a pretty good feeling about what's gonna happen and what's gonna come right here. I don't think that a lot of people actually go through this procedure, to say the very least. Anyway, I'll be showing my progress along the way, how I respond to the treatment, what happens, and if you're down for that, then feel free to follow along. It's gonna be a pretty radical departure from the kind of content I've been making all this while, but yeah, like, I hope you enjoy it. As always, thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. With no hair!